OKFM 101.7.
Lawyer Godwin Edudzi Tamakloe aid ma former President Mahama. Na we lawyer why every one so why you be a oye economics. Na ye no ntwe nkomo eno budget a pie ye no so no. Lawyer Godwin Edudzi Tamakloe mi wache.
Onunyam for tickets and pay major also major onso me.
Na bokode.
Over the other room.
Enua katwanite ye ready budget nsa na ye bobo. Na edian na woni ye beche from the budget.
Say me. Once again we share with you na. Yakoba nyina na say government who say budget na oba be ready no. Inspiration bia enim nti ade agana for ebefu nti na say strategically no link the budget reading with your first World Cup game. It was all deliberately planned. So that's here. So
How? There be ebia ananka say coincidental.
It was deliberately planned. So the budget should have been read earlier. It was deliberately done so that there wouldn't be greater conversation about.
Oh, na. And let's say ebedi hunkomo.
No muzenti and ebedi hunkomo. And also na watching na adwin abaso yi. O de minu say ya dia those tricks to me ejuma ho. And you say bra kwame ade nti America sana me say budget nkasa no almost say a ka empedede budget we no it does not inspire hope. It does not inspire confidence. Na anopai kura na nka me twen say Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo emra owo Doha yi no obe send a tweet apologizing to the people led to demonstrate against the introduction of VAT in 19 and the rest. Obe apologize say ama
No. It's thought through this thing or the aba increment aba E-levy reduced to 1% threshold year free so
one who said when you
spending
lead
cuts,
demonstration,
feeding grants,
when you lead demonstration against a particular tax policy, but what I say now.
But that was then.
Yes, so what it means is that they are now in those days, now it was not well thought through. If as a result of that, will be losing a life, send a change of heart, a change of mind. It is only fair, say, obey the right thing by apologizing, say, the demonstration in 1996 could be demonstration was needless. You see, sometimes history can vindicate you. History can also show how weak you were or short-sighted you were. In those circumstances, now one can say with humility, no one can say, look, with the benefit of hindsight, I was wrong. It doesn't take anything away. It really shows that you are in fact a human being and nothing more, nothing else. And there I can say, you have read a budget, and in the budget so read, what increases value added by another 2.5%? Also, I know the Babe road infrastructure projects, and that's by raising it by 2.5%, you intend raking in over 2 billion Ghana cedis that can use to serve. I've always maintained, say, look,
Hello,
Bakwame. Sorry. Now I can say, when it comes to tax administration, one administration that you can never take away is the NDC administration. Look, we have brought in a series of tax policies, and then without those tax handles, this country will grind to a halt. What do you say? VAT. Embra ye de baye under J. Rollins. Na H. John Dramani Mahama no ye ministers at Amils num ejinamu. Ye nuanuma ewo MPP e de yamanyo. Bra, she, John Mahama e de Energy Sector Levies Act e de baye. Tresa ye nuanum MPP for ejinamu yempene. The only tax are MPP for e de aba I'll bet me akase with the MPP initiative E-levy and also now I feel it in a very spectacular manner. No? Well, and also the things are tax laws are NDC diapa a year ama or year. But you see, let's go back to the real details. Umami who said advices is here E-levy we are reducing at the about 1% for all transactions. And
a threshold nuclear frame, yeah.
And American for all transactions. You see, you see, they should learn humility. Look, it makes you a better person. Humility. Ya can't be somewhere with this tax law. Ghanaians are not ready. And
Baby, ye mammy, I want to trick.
But is it better?
Yeah.
Say, when you are administering a tax policy, and that tax policy, you are targeting the savings of people, it will never work. And the to bottom tax I friend the E-levy, you know, Ghana for I should say they are not ready for it. It doesn't matter
me take a casual look at various year me nanka me pe akontabuo bi afiri mu se
no. This is the benefit.
Yeah, but
we have projections. No say. First of all, okay.
But what want me and you?
Nothing. And I make her say, with the Osha Krana, the initial assumptions against this particular E-levy, it has failed. Now, Kwame, look, people don't joke with their savings.
Not at all.
Exactly. It is here. Say, Sikawo Butum. Say you. Now we're bushing and 4 people also. Bra Kwame. And then yes, you can say. Say, Udo will say, Butum. No, yes, can the master any pana, Utriamotas.
Debbie.
It is a Udi says you cannot 2 phones, so now all transfer the ama abusiani be a bank and also the NDMA.
Oh, Debbie, Mamma, ni sacra amount. Me mamma na go hospital. And they are prescribing rule at the amano.
Can you imagine?
And me to a drone di amano. A drone me to amano. Why do I pay tax? I feel me research I may in financial management. Now, why do you tax capital?
It's never done.
Because say akuma dying.
And you see, the point is that what tax capital? You don't provide incentive for people to save.
No,
because if you can't damn bottom, like you gave the scenario of the medicine, say, me mame, okoto edruama no. Who is Ghana say me talk a draw 50 Ghana cities. Abansi me 1 city. Sebio, 19 so-called drugstore, for now the fiscal cash ma abai enje muzika. Nti akobasa and
Baba obizubakasa sa electronic transactions no. Obi en go be yama free all over the world. And so your argument.
No, but what about Obi to say Vodafone? How much
a free
on their electronic money transfers? Say free.
But baby, as a way of promotion.
The service charges are different. Or provided with service. What service is government providing? Bruh.
It's you.
What service is government providing? In any case, when those companies charge you those service taxes now, I buy taxi or more. Because now it becomes revenue or profit to them. If you go back I buy taxi or more, corporate taxes and all of those things. What I say? So the underlying assumptions around this thing does not just make sense. But you see, Brother Kwame, the more serious part of this 2023, and which I can't pay the day. I am sorry, budget willing say. I introducing what they call haircut, never seen in the history of this country before. Sabio.
By section 2 of the budget statement, how economic growth and inflation. Now, I mean, read point 29, 30, and 31. Mr. Speaker, the global environment is fragile and the outlook remains uncertain. Global economic activity in 2022 has slowed down more broadly and sharply than anticipated. Economic growth in emerging markets and developing economies is expected to slow down from 6.7% in 2021 to 3.7% in 2022, with a similar pattern expected in 2023. Let's see how much they. Now, okay, I say, point 30. Global inflation has risen, driven largely by increases in energy and food prices. Inflation in emerging and developing economies has also risen from an average of 5.9 2021 to 9.9. The war in Ukraine has further heightened inflationary pressures. Then 31 the exchange rates across major international currencies depreciated rapidly by the end of the third quarter of 2022. And as at 23rd November 2022, the cedi depreciated cumulatively by 54.2% against the US dollar. Similarly, the Ghana cedi depreciated cumulatively by 48.5% against the British pound. We will be in ABB.
You see, instead say your minister ever showed humility. He's never responsible for anything. No.
Our the Amas have problem number according to them can country.
You see, our finance minister he says Ghanaians as not intelligent. Why am I saying this? Welcome, I'm not a finance minister. 2017, in Okoji 2.25 billion euro Franklin Templeton bond. Then 2018, he went into the Eurobond market, 2 billion. Okoji 3 billion. And I know use it in stabilizing the city. At that time, why was he not talking about global factors?
Send my.
It's 2020 COVID by, In the midst of COVID, who will say she did not depreciate rapidly? Maybe so. It did not, because Osako another $2 billion Eurobond. 2021, Mr. Wu, the CD ended 2021 as 6 cities. And at that time, was there no COVID?
But baby, people were not trading.
Dabi, how come that the city did not depreciate rapidly? The rapid depreciation of the city started from February 2022. Now catch something. February 2022 coincided with the first downgrade of the economy by the various rating agencies. It is rating agencies a downgrade, Ofori Atta had already purposed that Okwa could borrow money again in the Eurobond markets. But this time around, because of the downgrade, it did not make finance sense to go and further borrow on the Eurobond market. And so, for the first time, why another 2 billion to artificially shore up our reserves to provide the artificial stimulus for the city? Why not? So because he didn't, the depreciation of the city from February 2022 to date We have never seen that kind of depreciation before. What has that got to do with Russia, Ukraine? That is because of your own policy choices. Why? Why? A finance minister didn't say Uncle Squana. So it has nothing to do with Russia, Ukraine. The real problem is the policy choices. All this while, he was deceiving himself that he was stabilizing the city because he had access to the Eurobond market. Back when I said you, finance minister can Ofori Atta. I borrow Eurobond and 11 billion. $11 billion. Only 2017 Franklin Templeton 2.25 no the camera. It means a bonds in Kwano can Ofori Atta borrow 13 billion. The SIA from Nkwa and he said, when we said the depreciation of the city alone had added 93 billion Ghana cedis to our public debt. 93, that is the cost of their incompetence. So these are the critical issues. But you see, there are things that the finance minister is hiding away from you and I.
What are some of the things?
Yes. In the beginning of 2022, or can say, borrow from Bank of Ghana 8.7 billion Ghana cedis. The figure means you 8.7 billion Ghana cedis. When you say minimum cases is here, Bank of Ghana, ama overdraft alone amounting to 34 billion Ghana cedis to this administration. Overdraft.
I say any Yesika, AD and Yevi, Omochera, a come to an watch a bone.
So the sound economic management now, here we are not MPP for can say we have the men, no. We have the men, no. Any look, what is the Myanmar or Master or Motoa at the town for? Parliament, I just say, more or more approve this particular budget. Because that kwame and no man was a budget to and you yearly in a debate member. Another thing, this issue of haircuts. On my opinion, one could now public address, one got to do be a haircut. One got as no. Debt exchange, day. Debt exchange your haircut. You see, you see, and the point is that Black Kwame said you Maya. Now they draw and in that the boom miner. You must always lie in order to cover the previous lie. Why am I saying this? Oman Penny, one can say in the midst of economic crisis, one Chimemufo ever bedin komo. But now all advices and no kasai. Ubabon say, let me place on record, there shall be no haircut. In a Ghana for boom somehow. Now, less than 2 months and down the line, what happens? Your finance minister now goes, or your cousin, he goes to parliament, raise the budget for you. Budget me your man penidia. And your finance minister deal, and your man penidia. Now, what kind budget now? After all, we are introducing as part of our debt restructuring program. We are introducing a debt exchange. What's the meaning of debt exchange? Maybe our finance say debt exchange means a haircut. And look, from finance or economics, monetary economics, when you restructure a debt, okay, say. Restructure a debt, a car, a young means and other ones are a car. One, the principal, and then a sikabot say nankasa. Two, a interest, see one. Three, a the tenor, a mere saying in our debate you as a cano. Into Abia, not as soon as you as a cano in 5 years because of debt restructuring. What's a minister means you. The idea is in 3 years now. or they make you in 8 years. Why restructure the debt? Period now would be will now become a debt or problem for Unipana or Panama. Your creditor. And so what? The most important thing is that the interest is JB and I would you have 5%. The Unipana for you, that 5% now would you know. You cry the means means you make you only 1%. A champ for address, so you're saying, you're so careful in your day. Careful did Anna. See a bear.
Careful did careful is so did
Exactly. Into your day, Yentia, Anna. Ten on champ for the buy, Yentia.
Yentia.
Wait, dear, a Yens means ya. One said they are different, so Yentia, SSA, always scanner. But why you say, won't ya? And the war means ya. And then I said, Minisicana, many account. Because as we speak today, we are bankrupt. We are bankrupt. Look, it saddens some of us to say this. Because you see, in finance, you also do not want to brief negative comments on the economy. It is extremely difficult for us. But you see, the reality, and then it says, the country is bankrupt. The country is broke. Now, Yakra was asking when said, look, from 1992 to basically, a Baya, 1 year shika, to send another down quick father of any Bamia, Amamwe. I find the Abata. Look, Eslan, I'm paying over 23 billion Ghana.
One are buying and fast one and a car or boy as one.
Yes, and for so anyway, I find the Bible on Tiabeka say, oh, save you with the free SHS at Yaba. And now, free SHS from September 2017 to date. A car, Bunabu na a free SHS, so a 5.3 billion Ghana cedis. 5.3 billion. When you send our oil and Guama Abai. Last year, Yako, Finance Minister called Parliament, can say, Obeton crude oil, because at the beginning of the year, under the Petroleum Revenue Management Act, so the price are Obeton, that's the benchmark value, price are Obeton your crude oil. I buy the Parliament, so Obeton $65. Back on me, $65. Menoka said, global forces and others have moved the price of crude oil to almost $100 to $90 per barrel. If you are buying and making a windfall of almost $40 on every barrel. So if you make $40 on every barrel, one planet, we call it a windfall. So it means that Abai had made over $1 billion windfall on crude oil. She cannot wine. So this government has gotten more money. Look, the other day when we did the analysis, in 8 years, Mills Mahama Edudzi Tamakloe, 8 years, Shika Ebom tax revenue, grants, loans, what do you need now? Now a 248 billion Ghana cedis, 248 billion. Nanado Danko Ekufato, Dr. Mahmoud Bamia, Ofori Atta Amamwe. They have gotten in excess of 500 billion just in the period of 6 years. So she can't end this year by any year in 8 years. Why not say she can within 6 years? And you have nothing to show for it. Look, like we always say, if the economy is better, it is better for you and I. For the first time, Ukra, 100 Ghana cedis, it will get you 1 gallon of diesel. Over 50 years existence on earth, what was that they will be that? But just when they can say Ukra 100 Ghana cedis,
But say UK for class so sa 140
what UK.
Let me clear. But me ko na say ya enchi.
Minimum de bronya o person won ko juju ka crying kino no bro kwabe sebi empempenso aye nyina ye dui ukura 100 Ghana cedis the koto 1 gallon of diesel sebi o ye taxi driver o ye truck driver say na obetumi anya na onum de sayat ye ma me bronya ebay omo kwakoto nyoma abeton e wo bronya base ebinu beko China ebinu beko UK ebinu beko America Denmark Sweden omo de pepa abeton amayen broni wa woni keka ho dollar yin so hwese edu 15 cedis bakwami edu 15 cedis 15 cedis ya edu okoto ade broni wa wonu de ba say no beton ama kimamufo iti bakwami budget we so be pass budget ya we wumi a day
But in a snappy one I mean quiet maybe mra.
Fantastic.
A dear bain who say we dear a silver lining on the budget. We dear yes what and way in America.
Bakwami me who say almost say V8 any keka anyway bakwami how does it solve the problem?
Hey,
because you see bakwami the real issues with this economy sebi if things are better obi try the V8 more and fatima move forward but what you say
did you
now what do you say inflationary trends what me say bakwami let's be honest what me say abayi if we consider on even a Greek alone now can they will not be in this situation
over say a Greek minister say a papa your ton body friend simple
akoto beda
o ya de
akoto beda
o meda bia ni ba woni kuma so beda at least you know timi ko fa from the hinterlands no the aba na eboa yen kakrakra
abra family san your may you go mo ye kra chere say the course no mundi now when I was say what they planting for food and jobs are back after 5 years of planting for food and jobs we say things are so difficult say now you have to come and create a farm market at the ministry let's get some
but it's something of ingenuity.
There's nothing about ingenuity. There's nothing like novelty about what has happened. That be.
Minister Ben Oba, onu se bia nka me fan se bia me nka we Minister for Trade. De bia nka wa ye supermarket e wo ne down ho. Won.
Na bra kwame. Sebio wo ade a honorable akoto beda de bai. Wan kasa wakoto ade da.
Me ni body
na bra kwame say Bible Christ dey yehu ehun na edi hu adanse ndi adanse ebe na we defa dey a won koto
engrofo aka papa baso pa minister president
one abona baso
oh baby
go fu say no go cry yeah dey na there's no difference but you see bra kwame the critical issues na me reasoning is say if this government had even focused on our Greek so be ultimately onya duane obedi quietly only how now me dream say mechi aban say we have an immediate a short-term strategy to revive Tema oil refinery but Kwame when you say Tema oil refinery
but some more person so anye
when they say when we say the fair jubilee oil we refine it through Tema oil refinery unmana
hey and the second oil no see refinery
so they are started. One more buy and one best say will. And let them all refinery a done storage facility. Because if we had revived Tema oil refinery alone, and we are even doing 100,000 metric tons of petroleum product, either daily or something, the money you're spending adequate crude oil petroleum products, Edeba Ghana, those problems would have been saved. Crude petroleum products will not now be selling at almost 100 Ghana cedis per gallon. It will not have happened. In the program, you can't. Not Ghana ye in a yin yep.
Okay. Hey, honorable, Mammy Fausia, Nami Goyed me, Medas pa, Medas,
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you. A lawyer Godwin Edudzi Tamakloe near Nature Common Aid, former President John Dramani Mahama. Now,
OKFM 101.7.